Hello everybody, my name is JohnnyFerno. Welcome back to the next reaction video, where this time around I'm going to be watching JaidenAnimations' My Obsession with Hatsune Miku video. This is the video that she uploaded after her first big trip to Japan video. And what I've been really wondering and wanting to see ever since she talked about it, basically, because that love she has for Hatsune Miku, I really want to get into it and see what it's all about. So very excited to see what it's all about. Yeah, I guess just let's get into it. So here we go. Just putting the volume down here a bit. So yeah, let's go.
Music is a huge part of our society. It brings people together, lets you express yourself in new and creative ways, can even help you get through tough times. Personally, for me, I don't get it. I'm sorry, I've honestly never been a big music person. I know, throw me into a volcano. I would just rather watch YouTube videos. I don't know, I like the constant flashing colors and pictures, I think. Like, I don't hate music. For the most part, I could honestly listen to anything, but that's kinda it, you know? Nothing stands out to me and I don't go out of my way to listen to it. If anyone out there is like me, you understand the pain of when a conversation starts turning towards the topic of music. You know exactly what's coming, and you're helpless to stop it. There's nothing you can do. It's already in motion. The person you're talking to opens their mouth and you wince as they say it. So what kind of music do you listen to?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really listen to music.
Like what?
Like, not at all. Nah, maybe like some video game music every once in a while, but that's kind of it. Damn. that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
And after that conversational stumbling, the person starts talking about the music they like, and you have to stand there and take it. Oh, that sounds cool. I should give it a listen. You're just lying through your teeth, not being convinced to the slightest, and will immediately forget every piece of information they tried to feed you.
It is a very relatable thing to go through. Like, my god. Like, I do listen to a lot of music. I love listening to music. I do also want to begin and start, listen to video game music, like OSTs, because I've heard people say oh, the soundtracks are so good, and I remember certain ones. I listened to some specific tunes from Undertale and Warcraft and a bunch of stuff. League of Legends is famous for its music. Some say the music is the best part of League of Legends. But yeah, what would this be with me? Yeah, I guess sports. The thing with me is I'm the kind of guy where, if I hear someone talking about something, and even if I have no idea what it is they're talking about, if they talk about it with, so much passion, and know all, the tiny details and stuff, I just get pulled into it. I may not be personally interested in pursuing that thing at all, but just hearing them talking about it, even making references, I have no way of knowing. I just love listening to it. It's so much fun. Have you seen it, Johnny? Check out some of the art for Project Voltage and Therapy. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I'll check that. I'll check it out after the stream. Thanks. Okay.
Even if I wanted to look it up.
And also, Mac, I do understand your confusion about sports. Ah, yes. I love when they kick the ball in the opposite direction of their goal. Best part.
Up later, my brain goes, get this out of here immediately. We've got to make room for the 4-hour-long video essay about Freddy Fazbear. Basically, I don't connect to music the way the majority of people do, and no one, including me, is happy about it. Look, I've tried to contribute in my own way, but no one else listens to the Mario Kart Cheeseland theme in their free time. It's good, no one believes me. Now, on a completely unrelated note, a while ago I wanted to get into a hobby that was fun and active at the same time, because I do not move if not incentivized to, and that's not good.
Wait, what?
Note, a while ago I wanted to get into a hobby that was fun and active at the same time, because I do not move if not incentivized to, and that's not good.
No, it's not.
I'd like to still be fully functional at the age of 30. So after a bit of soul searching and digging around in the old ideas jar, I decided to try out DDR. I got a dance.
Also, can I just say the music is so fast and fluid, holy hell. Maybe it's just me haven't seen JaidenAnimation in a while, but it's been upgraded.
Pad, downloaded some fun video game songs and anime intros to Dance Dance Revolution 2, and I got really into it. It was the most active I've been since high school. I was doing cardio for hours on end.
Hell yeah.
Who am I? After playing my batch of custom songs for a few months, I decided to download some more stuff, and that's when I casually thought to myself, I wonder if there's any good Vocaloid charts. Now, to start a completely new tangent again, Vocaloid is a voice synthesizer program, yada yada yada. Basically, it's robot voices you can control to write songs, and there's different characters based on what voice you use. The most common example, you know
Hatsune
her,
Miku.
you love her, is Hatsune Miku. Yep,
Hell yeah.
strap in, folks. We're finally talking about Hatsune Miku.
Let's do it.
My beloved. My history with Hatsune Miku is a bit all over the place. I first got really into her in high school. I don't remember exactly how, but I probably just stumbled onto some of her popular songs while browsing YouTube one day. Either way, I was obsessed, and that was the first instance of me actually listening to music, which, as you know, was groundbreaking. I loved Hatsune Miku so much that in my senior year of English class, the teacher told us to write a PowerPoint presentation about anything we wanted. Most kids talked about like ending racism or recycling or something like that, but I decided my presentation was gonna be about our girl, Hatsune Miku. You know, just as morally important as ending racism and preventing global warming. Of course, I disguised it as a presentation about our hologram concert's gonna be the future of live music, but it was really just an excuse to gush about Miku because I desperately needed that outlet. I was a lonely child. Honestly, I'm not even sure how I mustered up the courage to do that presentation in the first place, because as the shy art girl who never talked to or hung out with anyone, it was a bold choice for me to talk about something considered so strange and nerdy at the
okay, so remember Nero, I heard that her singing is also basically the same as a Vocaloid, a voice bank of sorts. Oh, okay, so that's how it works. Reminds me of the time I was allowed to make projects on roller coaster history and history of animation. You know what my most exciting presentations were when I was younger? It was two things. One in physics class where I got to talk about how lightning worked. That was badass. That was so much fun. The other were like, I was in a group project where we each had to talk about our own things, and it was like desert based. I ended up talking about like locusts, like the locust swarms and what else other stuff there's in the desert. That was also so much fun. I was the nature kid when I was in school.
The time. I started my presentation and immediately was like, oh my god, what the hell am I doing talking about a holographic Japanese pop icon in front of my normie-ass classmates? I regret every moment I didn't stop myself from getting right here. After playing Miku's viral World Is Mine performance for the class, one of the like popular girls was like, that was cool, can we watch another? And I thought she was making fun of me, so I just sat back down. As much as I loved Miku back then, my anxiety got the better of me, and I slowly drifted away from her because I didn't want to feel like a social outcast. It's a dog-eat-dog world when you're a teenager, and you know it. We were all just...
Yeah, that is sadly the thing. You have a thing that you love a lot, but then just because of social pressure or fears of social pressure, you slowly just drift away from the thing, even though you legitimately loved it.
Trying to survive out there. I'm sorry, Miku. I was weak. Fast forward to current Jaiden. I've grown up a bit and more sure of my...
wow. I had two projects at school once. The whole last Temple of Doom Legos. Wow. The Kingdom Hearts and student was in secret working with a... Holy shit, that's dedication. Damn.
Myself, learned some life lessons. Am not surrounded by self-conscious teenagers 24/7. I'm now sitting here in front of my computer screen with a choice. Should I choose to yet again repress myself from pursuing a niche and uncommon interest because of self-conscious fears? Or am I gonna choose self-healing and growth and allow myself to fully re-explore the world of a Japanese virtual pop star to play DDR2? Crank up that, Miku. I started downloading...
I gotta be honest, I've actually noticed throughout the years that I don't really have a thing that... with the 2026 World Cup coming out, who do you think they'll hand it? Huh? Barry, that's a very interesting first-time chat. What? 2026 World Cup coming out. Dude, we're 2025. Huh? You good? But yeah, what I was about to say is like, I miss having something to really just be obsessed and hyper focused on. I don't really have anything like that nowadays. Like, yes, I love musicals, I love mythology and all that stuff, but I don't really have something that I just hyper focus on unless I'm forgetting something incredibly obvious, and if my friends ever saw this, they would laugh and point at me and say, dude, it's so obvious, it's this. Yeah.
Songs I listened to years ago, found some new ones. I was exploring and already getting more and more into the music I chose to leave behind out of fear years ago. I was flourishing, and that's how it began. I didn't know it back then, but this was the first step of a hyperfixation like no other I've experienced. Hatsune Miku was showing me the ways of truly enjoying music.
Hell yeah.
I was playing her whenever I was in the car, consistently looking up new songs and artists to add to my playlist, even listening to her while I work or play video games, which I pretty much never did. My world was changing, and it was all hers. This wasn't just the music either, it was straight up about Hatsune Miku. I've never been a figure collector, but I started buying so many Miku figures I had to get a custom shelf in my office just to display them all.
What?
Dude, it's such a double-edged sword to be into Miku, because the fan base is constantly being fed. New Miku this, new Miku that. Gorgeous figures are coming out like every month.
I think the modern hyperfixation on Miku, I may be completely wrong here, but I think it partially started with Brazilian Miku. That entire trend just exploded. To be fair, when Chapter 3 of Deltarune released, people like... okay.
What am I supposed to do? Not buy them? Every house needs to have at least one Miku. That's a feng shui rule. Also, a huge oversight on my part. When I got my Miku shelf installed, I wanted it above my computer. It turned out great and displays them really well, but when I'm actually sitting at my desk and want to look up and admire my figures, all I see is accidental upskirt shots, and I feel so bad. I'm sorry, Miku. I'm not trying to disrespect you, I promise. It was a miscalculation on my part. So whenever I'm at my desk, I just don't look up. As most of you probably know, Pokemon invited Jacob and me to Japan to attend the Pokemon World Championships back in August.
Amazing video, by the way. If you highly recommend. If you're into Pokemon, highly recommend. I'd love to own a Miku figure, but they first need to make a figure of ground type Miku from Pokemon. I wouldn't mind buying a Miku figure. Just no idea what kind.
That was super fun, and the video of that trip should be up by now if I'd planned things correctly.
It's amazing.
If not, then oops. But Worlds also just so happened to overlap with Magical Mirai, also known as one of the biggest Hatsune Miku expos and concerts ever. We had to go. Since getting super into Miku, it became one of my biggest dreams to see her live in concert. Who knows if we'd ever get this perfect of an opportunity again? What if she invites me backstage and we became friends? I immediately tried to get tickets, but couldn't figure out how the Japanese ticket system worked, so Emily ended up having to help me.
Oh yeah, I've heard about the Japanese ticket system, like going onto their website and such, and as far as I've heard, it's chaos. Pure absolute chaos. You have to click on so many things to get to the one thing you're looking for.
Yeah, she was also the one who told me about the concert in the first place.
Oh, also, Amy, yeah, I need to watch more of her videos as well, or any of them.
So thank you, Emily, my hero, my savior. We got tickets, but not actually, because if you don't know, the way Japan does most of their online ticket systems is through a gacha.
Yes, I've heard about this. Gacha tickets. Why? Who thought that was a good idea to turn buying tickets into a gacha?
Yeah, random lottery. No matter how much money I was willing to hypothetically spend to get these tickets, at the end of the day, we were all just like those little numbered balls in that bingo spinner thing. Months pass as I eagerly await our fate. Then, the email pops up in my inbox. I click it, scanning it way too quickly to understand any of the contents until my eyes catch it. Successfully obtained tickets.
Let's go.
We're gonna see me go! Suddenly life had color again. This is what living feels like. Air tasted more pure. The sun was smiling, beaming even. I smiled back for the first time. Something smelled like toast. You have no idea how excited I was. I don't even understand why I love Hatsune Miku as much as I do, but she has become one of the pillars of my being. Let's jump to the day of the concert. Jacob and I are in Japan and are just about to arrive at the convention center. I remember looking out the window of the taxi, getting so excited to see people wearing their their Miku shirts and kimonos, and they had Miku bags. I felt like I was finally around my people. We get there, walk into the convention center, and a blast of Hatsune Miku hits us. Giant Miku statues and posters, booths stocked with Miku merchandise, almost everyone dressed head to toe in Miku clothes. I saw people with Hatsune Miku suitcases to hold all the Miku things they were buying. I immediately wanted to run around and look at everything all at once. There were multiple times where Jacob lost me because I just started walking off in different directions like a Miku mob.
I know that feeling.
Looking around.
In this case, that I would be Jaiden, just too excited, running around, checking everything, and just running away from people without realizing it.
And buying things. We spent a lot of money, but eventually we started getting ready for the live concert. I was giddy with excitement at this point. She was gonna be right in front of me. We found our seats, and dude, we were pretty damn close to the stage, especially for randomly selected seats. I couldn't believe how close we were gonna be to Hatsune Miku. I already knew going into it I was gonna cry frame one. If you didn't know, it's pretty standard to have special Miku glow sticks you can shake to the beat of whichever song is playing. You can even switch them to the coordinated color of whichever Vocaloid was on stage at the time. I've only learned about it from watching videos of concerts on YouTube thus far, and I gotta say, it was so fun to see people before the show warming up their arms and practicing their glow stick moves.
Oh, that's
They
amazing.
really take Hatsune Miku seriously, and I respect it so much. Some people were even quadruple wielding glow sticks. The record I personally saw was 6, like some sort of Miku Wolverine. It was a huge bummer though, because Jacob and I tried to buy some sticks of our own at the expo hall, but they were already sold out.
Completely fine.
So
Next.
we didn't have any. And it was kind of embarrassing. Soon enough, the Miku songs the venue was playing started getting louder, and the house lights dimmed. And man, seeing the lights turn down and the teal glow of all the sticks emanating together to light up the room, honestly, it made me tear up. I don't even think I realized how much I loved Hatsune Miku until that moment. Being completely surrounded by people who love her just as much and more than I do. This is what it's like to be into music, isn't it? To experience these moments being completely engulfed in a community, all connected by a single art. I get it now. It's beautiful. The room glowed Miku blue, and everyone was cheering and shaking their glow sticks, anticipating her appearance. All the Vocaloids were introduced one by one with text on the hologram screen. Mako, Luka, Kaito, Kagamina Rin, and Lan. And then Hatsune Miku. The crowd went ballistic. I could already feel myself holding back tears. A little digital poof explosion goes off, and there she was, right in front of us.
Oh god!
She started singing, and Jacob and I were cheering and bouncing with the rest of the crowd. By the time she got a couple songs in, Jacob and I were definitely feeling left out for not having the glow sticks to shake. So we pulled out our Miku plushes to use in place of them, and that felt much better. By the end of the concert, Jacob was even dual wielding Mikus. After a few songs, Miku disappeared, and the other Vocaloids played some of their songs. I honestly don't know them as well, so I wasn't too familiar with most of the songs they all played, but I was having a great time nonetheless. It was nice to not be fighting tears the whole time anymore as well. Then Miku came back, and the concert continued on, and we learned some real nice glow stick moves, replaced with our Miku plushes, of course. There's the classic arm cheer on beat, the on beat off beat, the building cheer on to beat, even throw in the advanced building cheer on to double beat with the hype. I'll say it, doing all those glow stick movements was honestly a really crazy arm workout. Like, we were working biceps and shoulders for 2 hours straight. Imagine Beat Saber, but higher up in the posture with almost no breaks. And if you don't commit, then Hatsune Miku thinks you hate her. I wanted to mention that in Vocaloid concerts, obviously they have a recording of the vocals because, you know, but all the other instruments were absolutely real. There was a live band playing all the songs for the entire set. In the middle of the concert, there was even a nice little appreciation moment showcasing all the band members by name, accompanied by a little solo they got to play. I'm a big bass fan and would love to learn how to play it one day. And I know bass players get super neglected because everyone wants to watch the cool guitar players. So I gave extra attention to the Miku bass player. They definitely noticed me cheering for them, probably because I could tell everyone was watching the guitar players and I was the only one actually looking at them. And the bass player smiled super wide and raised his bass to me. And I just thought that was a nice moment.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate your bass players, guys. They need it. Anyway, the concert went on. There were awesome lasers and sparklers, fun costume changes from all the Vocaloids, great set list. Shout out to the guy in front of us that was there with his girlfriend and definitely more excited to be there than she was.
Damn.
Finally, it came to the encore. We had to convince Miku to play one more song.
Hey.
You know how, at least in America, people are cheering and screaming for an encore? Well, Japan is like so quiet and polite. They were saying it like a suggestion. It was so quiet. Kind of just a long session of applause with a whisper of Miku. Miku. Like, if I were Hatsune Miku, I would have questioned if they even wanted the encore in the first place. Also, we were asking for the encore for like 5 minutes straight. I was fully convinced she had left the building. But she came out for her last song. It was a blast. She was in her magical Mirai outfit for the year. And it was over. Yeah. I've only gone to one other concert in my entire life, and it was because a friend in college had an extra ticket and invited me along. I didn't even know the band at the time. It was some random group called Fall Out Boy or something. But I could have been to 1,000 concerts and still say this was the best one I've ever been to. I loved the energy, I loved how passionate and excited everyone was to be there, and I loved Hatsune Miku, and still do. I want to go to so many more of her concerts. It was a great event for me, and I want to relive it again and again. You might think it's weird, or you don't get it. It's just a hologram robot girl, right?
I get it.
That's totally fine. If you can't find it in Vocaloid, I hope everyone has the opportunity to connect with or find a community to enjoy like I have with Hatsune Miku, because moments like that concert are so incredible, and I feel so lucky to have been there. I just want everyone to experience something like that in their lifetime. Getting into Vocaloid can be a bit intimidating, so for anyone that wants to give Miku a try or is just looking for a playlist of some of my favorite Vocaloid songs, I'm putting a link to a Miku playlist I've made and actively listened to in the description and probably the comments too. If I can convert at least a few people into Miku fans, that's a win in my book. I hope you enjoy. I am off to apply for more tickets to another Miku concert. Bye-bye.
Alright, bye-bye. Holy crap. Sorry that I basically didn't read the chat or didn't say anything for that last part. I was just so engrossed in it and so, like, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I guess it's this. It's kind of the same feeling I get every time I... Oh, let me remove that. It's basically the same feeling I get every time I go to a convention. Anime convention or even TwitchCon this year. It's just going to a place where it's that feeling of we all know what we're here for. We're here for this one thing, and we're here in it together, and we're just gonna have fun with it. And that feeling just sells it for me. Like, when I was in TwitchCon, I went around in my cosplay, and I had such an amazing time. It was so much fun, and the entire cosplay aspect of it was really what sold it for me, because I saw people like being entertained by what I had on, just having fun with it. I know that I ended up on many different random streams of people just like pointing their cameras at me. I have no idea who they are. Still sad you couldn't bring the spoon. The sad thing is that the spoon is solid wood. I understand why they wouldn't let me take it in. Call me weird, but I get that way with museums, especially museums with interactive elements. Though I may not completely experience that myself, Mac, but I completely understand where that feeling comes from. Oh man, but I just wish I had that one thing to be really hyper-focused on. Like, yeah, I wish I had something to be... Like, I have things I enjoy. I have things that I like. But I don't have things that I completely, like, make a part of my whole personality sort of thing. Again, unless there's something incredibly obvious and my friends are gonna bonk me in the head for even saying that. Oh my goodness. Okay. After feeling a bit, I think I will end the stream here today. Yeah, you can imagine how excited I got when I went to mobile and got to visit the Maritime Museum. Oh, Maritime Museum. Those are always fun. Oh, right, I completely forgot to do the fucking outro. Oh my god, I'm a bad YouTuber. Thank you all so very much for watching, everyone. Here are the patrons over here, the lovely patrons. There will be links in the description to the original video, links to my Twitter, my Twitch if you want to be here when I watch this stuff, my Blue Sky, and my Patreon. I don't know if I said that, but I've said it, and my Discord server. Please remember, everyone, to treat yourselves because you goddamn deserve it. My name is JohnnyFerno, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!